right, folks, are you bullish or are you bearish right now? It seems like a lot of people are bearish, and it's okay to be bearish for the short term because next week or two, probably Bitcoin has another wick down. But to be bullish, bearish for the entire, cycle here, I don't think it makes sense. I'm going to show you guys today a few evidence why I think Bitcoin can make a new all-time high. A new all-time high. I'm not sure if that's going to be, just like 115K or it could be 150K. It all depends on how much liquidity US and China pumps into the market. And now Germany's pumping as well. So we're going to look at today a couple of things. One, the Trump crypto summit that's happening on Friday, which is roughly about 28 hours from now. I'm right now in the middle of the United States Thursday trading session, and then I'm gonna give you guys a very special secretive signal today on how to spot a parabolic move coming in Bitcoin. Okay, let's go. First of all, let's have a look at why the US, this crypto summit, I don't think that's going to move the prices much. Right now, Bitcoin price is kind of like here right now. Once again, we've broken this support neckline. As I said in my previous two videos, I'm expecting personally, I could be wrong, but I'm expecting a second retest here, a retest, and to be rejected at the neckline, and then I think we need to take out the low at 78K, because all the exchanges knows there are a bunch of longs, people who have gone long at this place, right, on this wick or on this wick, with a stop just below at 78K, right? Basically, until we get a breakdown and take this wick out, all those longs stand to make a lot if they run it up. So basically, I think the exchanges are going to do this. So that's one reason why I think a dip is going to happen and should take out the 78K low. I've said it for the last two videos now. And the second reason is because I don't think the Trump crypto summit is going to do anything. It sounds like he's invited a lot of the big, crypto, a lot of the big crypto CEOs, like CEO of founder of Solana, founder of Sui Coin, founder of Coinbase, those guys. I'll tell you why. Because have you noticed right now, of all the things that Trump has done, for crypto, he never named an amount. He never named how much he's going to spend on each coin. He named Solana, Cardano, and XRP, right? And also Ethereum, Bitcoin. But he never said how much he's going to spend on each coin. He's not a shy guy. He usually tells you exactly how much he's going to spend to show you how rich he is, right? If you know his personality, if you ever watch his TV show. When he did that AI project announcement called Stargate, he announced to the whole world he's going to spend $500 billion. $500 billion. And why didn't he spend $500 billion? Why did he announce that? Because that wasn't paid by the US government. He asked SoftBank from Japan to pay for it. He asked Microsoft to pay for part of it. He asked the sovereign fund of UAE, right, to pay for it. This is because United States government is running out of money. If you watched it out of my last episode, you will know they're running out of money. They're kind of going bankrupt, so they don't have the money. So they don't have the $500 billion to build their AI Stargate project, and they certainly don't have any money to buy any cryptos for their digital assets national stockpile right now. They might announce something for Bitcoin, but for everything else, maybe ETH, but for all the smaller altcoins like Solana, XRP, Cardano, I think they're just going to announce something symbolic, a symbolic purchase. Okay, because they don't have the money for it. Okay, so overall, I think on Friday, when Trump announces the result of his whole crypto summit, I don't think it's going to move markets. I don't think it's going to move Bitcoin up by much. In fact, if anything, it's being anticipated now, and we might actually see a pullback. The only thing that he could do substantially for the crypto space is to change the tax laws and make it that you could buy If you hold Bitcoin or any American-made crypto for longer than 1 year, you get, zero capital gains tax. Maybe he does something like that. That could be helpful. That could be something helpful. Okay, there's a secret signal that not a lot of people talk about that I'm going to show you guys on why I think Bitcoin is probably going to go on a big pump, like a big leg up after this, right? Here we go. Check out this chart. If you look at this signal, if you look at this signal, right, every time when this signal crosses above its 60-week moving average, this is a weekly chart. Every time it crosses above its 60-week moving average, prices pump. Prices make a big pump. What is this signal? What is this signal, right? And I'm going to show you guys this signal and how basically an updated for where it is in 2024 right now, because you can see every time this signal comes, Bitcoin makes a big parabolic move. Not just a gradual rise, but a parabolic move, right? So we're yet to have that signal yet. I'm going to show all of you guys what that signal is. And just before we get there, just quickly, let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses an exchange that is non-KYC. That means they don't need you to show your ID. That means they don't know if you're American or not. So of course, all Americans can use it. That means this, the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, the CIA, FBI, nobody can see or even know it's you. I like them so much, I made a deal with them, right, for folks to win a Tesla Model 3 or a Rolex or a Vision Pro just by signing up and trading, right? Limited time only. So if you are on YouTube right now, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're on another platform such as this one, then basically just go to my profile page and there you are. And basically there's a stand link right there. It's the first thing that pops up on the stand link, right? But remember, only on the Pablo link, only on the Pablo link. Limited time only to win a Tesla Model 3. Okay, so this signal I have been showing you guys, right? There's another way to chart this. Another way to chart this is just the CN10Y. What is the CN10Y? And here is CN10Y divided by DXY. What is DXY? DXY is the US dollar. CN10Y is actually the Chinese government 10-year bond yield, right? Again, if we just look at this Chinese 10-year bond yield, we can see that every time it crosses above this trend line and you filter with this RSI above 50 signal, right, Bitcoin goes into a major pump. So what is it about? And this, once again, in late 2022, called the major Bitcoin bull run we're in right now. So why is this signal so accurate? Do folks have any answers on this? Why is this signal so accurate on Bitcoin? Okay, so the reason is because, believe it or not, in the past 3 or so bull runs, Bitcoin was actually pumped up by a lot of Chinese whales taking their money and leaving China. You know that China doesn't have free capital flow, free exchange rates, free trading exchange rates, free capital flow. So therefore, a lot of the billionaires with a lot of billions of dollars money wants to get out. And when Bitcoin was still kind of small back then, imagine if they only put like 10 mil, 20 mil into Bitcoin. That would, make Bitcoin now prices take off. So if you still don't believe me, most people think only that the US government or the US Federal Reserve can pump liquidity into the market. So when the Fed ends QT, does QE, or when the Fed cuts interest rates. Let me just show you very quickly how important the Chinese market is to Bitcoin and crypto. Now, you've already just seen the charts. Every time when the Chinese 10-year bond yield gives a signal, then basically Bitcoin takes off. But have you ever thought about this? Can you name the top 3 exchanges by trading volume in the world, right? Bybit, OKX, Binance, Bybit, OKX, and then comes something like Coinbase, right? So of the top 4 or 5 exchanges in the world, other than Coinbase, which ranks number 4, number 5, all of them are basically Chinese exchanges with Chinese founders. Okay, people might say, well, that's because FTX with Sam Bankman-Fried collapsed. Sure, but do you know where did FTX get started? It was in Hong Kong. Yeah, it was in Hong Kong, wasn't it? If you look up the history of FTX, again, it was Chinese money trying to leave the mainland, right? So, in fact, basically, if you look at I would say the only 2 or 3 major American exchanges out there is Coinbase, Kraken, and Bitunix, which is Arthur Hayes. Other than those 3, and the European one, LCX, most of the other big ones are actually Chinese money. So therefore, the Chinese 10-year bond yield is a very significant indicator. And when it kicks up like this, like I show you guys, when it moves up like this, the Chinese 10-year bond yield, when it moves up like this, that means the economy is coming back to life. When the yield is falling, it means the market is not expecting a great future. The next 5 years, they're not optimistic. And then when a lot of Chinese liquidity is pumped out by their central bank, right? Basically, the Chinese 10-year yield spikes up, and when that happens, that means a lot of liquidity has been released into the market. That means a lot of Chinese billionaires or millionaires will go out and try to convert their money into Bitcoin, or they'll buy some sort of crypto, and that's when we get the pump. So where is it today? Have a look at this. So here, this is Chinese 10-year yield divided by the US dollar index, and look at the last time it gave us the signal when it crossed above this 60-day moving average. 60-week moving average. It was November 28th, right, or December 5th, somewhere around there, 2022. And that's when Bitcoin was at 16K. It gave that signal at 16K, right? And since then, look how well Bitcoin has done. And now we're at a situation where this is about to cross again. And why is it suddenly having this big jump right now from the bottom, which was 0.015 to 0.017? Well, that's divided by the US dollar. So this big spike up move, see how it's about to meet this blue trend line again. This is about to meet. What's causing that? What's causing that is basically, if we look at the news, they have announced in China some massive, right, stimulus in the last few days. They've been announcing since October last year, but they've been doing, rather than unlike the US, which basically just announces everything in one hit, they've been announcing it slowly in a staggered sort of fashion. And the most recent announcement was from 48 hours ago. The reason why they did that is because Trump hit China with 10% tariffs on top of the 25% already. They hit them with another 10%, so that makes it 45% or something like that. So China basically knew it will have problems exporting to a major market like the United States, so they need to pick up their domestic buyers to buy. Therefore, they're asking their domestic market to buy. But Chinese economy right now, in general, the consumers are sort of laying low right now because the property collapse over there. So they're pumping a lot of liquidity and stimulus into the economy for the consumers to spend again, because they can't rely on selling products to the US anymore. So they're going to rely on their domestic market. And by doing that, they pump a lot of liquidity out into those consumers. That means a lot of those people, or a few billionaires, some millionaires, will then take some of that money and do what they've done for the last 3 bull cycles, which is put it into Bitcoin, put it into Ethereum, put it into some sort of altcoin. So that's a very reliable signal. On top of that, we have the Fed. There's a lot of talk of recession odds increasing, of US jobs not doing so well, because it's not a secret. Elon has been cutting these jobs Elon has been cutting a lot of jobs for under the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. So therefore, the Fed, I think, is about to. It is very possible it could NQT in the next 2 or 3 months, and it could cut interest rates and surprise everyone and actually cut interest rates rather than hold. Um, so you would have United States and China both going to a liquidity pump. That's very bullish. So I know everyone's kind of bearish right now. I do think Bitcoin in the short term would visit the 70s again. Um, if you want to know what my target is, I've said it many times, something like 73K hasn't been hit yet, right? But if it goes into 70s again, I'll probably count that as ticking the box. And then basically after that, I think we should get a big move up because both China and the United States are about to release some massive liquidity. But if things change, I'll keep you guys updated. And for all the Aussies out there, Pablo uses SwiftX exchange. It's a great on and off ramp for me. The link is in the description below. Thank you for your attention, guys. Catch you next episode.